Well, isn't that a nice car to look at? Welcome back everyone, Jose21 Crisis here, and today we're playing some more Grand Prix World 2001. Here is our beloved AP07. I actually went out and calculated exactly which car is this. This is the AP07, and it's our most recent race winner. It managed to get us a win in France thanks to the fact that it rained and thanks to our drivers, and yeah, that's basically it. It was excellent in the rain and we got a win, which is fantastic results for us. So last time around, besides that win, we had the Canadian Grand Prix where Coulthard went on and won. Despite that, Ralf Schumacher not that far behind, he was second, and then in the French Grand Prix, not only was a win, but it was a 1-2, so Alonso also got his points. Ralf Schumacher in third though, so yeah, Ralf Schumacher, despite not performing, despite not winning a race since San Marino, he's still been putting up very good results. Podium in Spain, then nearly a podium in Monaco because we interfered, then another podium in Canada and a podium in France. And those races he hasn't won, he's been very good. Well, except for Argentina, he got only a 4th place, but then he got another win and there he goes. So Ralf is not there. Ralf is definitely the favorite to win this championship. 14-point gap to Barrichello. He's probably gonna be able to hold it, but I mean, he managed to build that gap in half a season. We have to see if he can hold it for another half a season. Meanwhile, Panis and Alonso are down here. Panis is definitely a championship contender if the car performs like it did in France during the wet. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I think we're still gonna be a championship contender, especially after Germany, because at that point another upgrade is gonna hit and our car is gonna start performing excellently. In the constructors, it is a bit tighter, kinda. 11 points from Ferrari to McLaren, but 13 from Prost to Ferrari. Prost could very well win the World Constructors Championship, which is one of the goals we have. Remember, our highest was last year, a 2nd place finish, plenty far away from Ferrari. We are definitely closer. As for, well, drivers, Alonso had his chance, but bit unfortunate things happening. Michael Schumacher pulled it out at the end. But yeah, we had a shot. It was a 1999 Heinz-Harald Frentzen shot, and we just couldn't take advantage of it because everyone else managed to get it together in the end. In this one, the shot is a bit longer, but it's more possible if it makes sense. Anyway, important stuff. Personnel, I did move some people up to average in commercial simply because there was no one else over here. Same with design, moved some people up. Engineering and mechanics as well. I think for engineering and mechanics we are done in terms of adjusting people, moving people around, or at least with mechanics we are. I need to double check if engineering is done. Design also needs to have people moved around, and commercial, remember, I'm trying to put everyone into excellent, very good, or good. So that one's gonna take a while longer. Or factory, still trying to build stuff. I'm gonna try to expand the factory for next year, but not now. Let's see, what do? We are doing testing. So this is the program I set up. First things first, we have our cars are a bit worn, so I decided to do a longer program. That's gonna be do a bit more damage to the cars, but it's gonna have more mechanics available to repair them, so we're gonna do that. And with the setup program I have set up, which is most of the time in setup and very limited time in research, engine, and so on and so forth, the guys shouldn't complain that they aren't doing like setup, testing, and Bordeaux shouldn't complain that he's not doing research and so on, because race drivers want at least 50% in setup testing and 50% in development testing when it's done. So in this case, more than 50% here. The test driver wants around 40% in research, so he gets 50. We do the test, we got full everything, and now we're gonna repair the car. So gonna take most of our spares, but it should be done. Another one. Come on. Another one. And another one. Oh, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. 0% remaining, but that is perfectly fine. Let's see how many spares can we build. Should be able to build most of them. Maybe, no, not all of them. maths don't check out in that aspect. We're only gonna be missing one, which is perfectly fine for me. And build that one. It's gonna be a bit expensive, but it's okay. Okay, so full setup, full research, full engine, tire, and so on and so forth. What we're gonna do now is use that research to figure out, okay, I'm gonna put 8 here, and the reason for that is 8 is gonna be enough to move us up to 4 in progress, which is exactly what my designer has, remember the house rule. And everything else, that 29%, is going to go on this active suspension. We should get it for the next race. Hopefully we do. Otherwise it's gonna be pretty sad. What do I do here? Maybe I will save these points for... what am I thinking of? For a future engine, because we were supposed to get a new engine. It's gonna arrive after Britain, so I'm gonna be using these testing points for that new engine, so that can wait. As for tires, our tires are pretty damn good, only missing some points in some of the tires. I'm gonna do dry hard. I'm gonna improve the hard tires here. Stiffness, that should be good. And that should be good. Okay, here not much has changed. Everything here has been signed. Trying to get a better deal on Elf. Trying to get a better deal on over here. Well, we got a better deal on Castrol. Trade Suisse should be done soon. PSN should be done soon. Elf should be done soon. Everything else is here focused on hospitality to make everyone happy. Now, Britain. That's okay. Of course. We cannot use the one... Oh, dang it. Well, another of the glitches of this game is that when you have an upgraded engine and it's coming with a new engine from the manufacturer, at times it doesn't appear. So we're gonna be using the 1F specification for this particular race. Improve inters, and our wets are pretty good. For this race, I'm gonna be using the soft tires, because I'm gonna be running a 3-stop in this race, either a 2-stop or a 3-stop, probably the 3-stop because it is better. I have finally managed to fully develop my table about the circuits, where I determine which of the circuits has a bigger fuel penalty and which one has a higher tire penalty. Britain has one of the worst fuel penalties in the whole game. It's just a bit lower than Spain, but it is considerable, to the point where the 1-stop is completely worthless in this track, so I'm not gonna use it. It's gonna be 2 stops or 3 stops, so yeah. For Britain, it's of course a bunch of rain points, 3 of them, and 1 tarmac point. Do I need it? Actually, I don't. 2 wind points, because that reduces fuel consumption, and that's going to be it. I have not done testing, as you can see from here. So I'm gonna set this to 5 so I can do the testing, so I know exactly at what orders I should set up the cars. And I will return to... Why the hell haven't I done the freaking video about telemetry? Never mind, I will do it eventually, don't worry. Confirm the orders, setups confirmed, assembly is confirmed. Right, so let's save the game, and on to Britain we go. Little transition here because of course I have to do the testing, but you will not notice it. I have actually decided on another strategy, and I'm gonna show you in a moment what do I mean. Okay, light rain. We will have to wait until the weather changes to good for qualifying. We don't have a specific qualifying engine right now, or actually we do. If I decided to, yeah, sure, let's use a 1E engine for qualifying. Less rigidity, but a bit better response, a bit heavier, but less heat, which is always good. Now, Panis I'm gonna give the hard tires, and the reason for that is that I actually checked the numbers, and the hard tire is significantly better than the soft tires compared to like average values. So the hard tire on the 2-stop should be all kinds of excellent. The soft tire is still gonna be pretty good on the 3-stop, but maybe not as good as the hard tire. So we're gonna split the strategies. Alonso, who is the faster driver, is gonna be on the 3-stop and the soft tires, and Panis on the hard is gonna be on the 2-stop. Everything should work out all right. So we go in and we just wait until the weather helps us and we can actually qualify. So let's get in there. We have some big fat news. First of all, McLaren won 2, and they will be 1-2, although it will be Webber on pole, because as you know, there's a glitch on this track where the rows are inverted. So it's the other way around, so it's actually Webber on pole, but I'm gonna read it normally. It's David Coulthard on pole position from Mark Webber, from Fernando Alonso, so the soft tire is working really well, 7/10 faster than Olivier Panis in 6th. Giancarlo Fisichella in 4th. You have Frentzen, Montoya, Mazzacane, Irvine, good job on the Jordans. And then you're gonna start seeing the news. It's going to be a big important. Irvine, Saracen, Marquez, Button, Michael Schumacher, decent qualifying because he did put laps in the dry. Then you have the people in the wet that barely managed to qualify. You have Raikkonen, Trulli, De La Rosa, Verstappen, and Ralf Schumacher, who I thought was not going to make it. I thought he was not going to qualify. But instead, who do not qualify are Jean Alesi, who is very good in the wet, somehow didn't do a good enough lap, and Enrique Bernoldi. And honestly, it doesn't make sense to me, because Alesi had a better lap time than Ralph. Gentlemen, maybe I will put an image of how the qualifying was if I do remember to do that. But right before the end, but Ralph did not have a good lap time. Like, Alesi had a better lap time, and it is Ralf Schumacher that goes through. Ferrari international assistance, perhaps. Anyway, 3rd and 6th, good, solid qualifying position for us. Still behind McLaren, of course. We do beat a Ferrari, but it's clear we're not quite up there. We're closer to the arrows than Williams and so on. Overcast conditions, I will have like rain, but we didn't get rain. And now it's going to be the 1F engine, of course. These tires are pretty good. Remember, Panis is on the 2-stop, so I'm gonna extend this stop by a tiny bit so that he can push on the final stint. Maybe make the second stint a bit shorter. Yeah, that's fine. Set 3, 4, and 5. I have plenty sets. I can use every single one of them. And you are gonna pit on 17, 34, another 17 lap stint. That will be 51, and then 9 laps. Just pushing there in the end. And thanks to the rain, I didn't use that many soft sets, so I have 4 fresh sets and an extra set if Alonso needs it. I hope he doesn't. If he needs it, it's because he crashed into someone, which I hope he doesn't. Anyway, 2-stop for Panis, 3-stop for Alonso. We should be good. The British Grand Prix is incoming, and I hope to have a good result. Hopefully it rains too. As usual, save the game, and thanks to the little discoveries that we made on the previous episode, I'm not gonna change the race speed until the race is properly underway. Increase that. Here are the orders, of course. A bit more curb usage for Panis because his stamina can handle it. And off we go. Stefan Saracen makes a mistake. Alonso drops a few positions, but it should be okay. We should make them up again. Okay, Alonso is moving up. Everyone start blocking. Everyone start pushing. No. Wrong command. I think the Ferraris, the McLarens are gonna get away. You Alonso, stop blocking because I don't want you crashing out. Montoya is out, suspension issue, and Saracen's gonna have to pit. So terrible race for British American Racing. It's Webber first from David Coulthard. Coulthard needs this win, so there goes Saracen. Coulthard needs this win, so Webber will eventually let him through, I think. But yeah, now Panis needs to block everyone so that more yellow flags. Oh yeah, Juan, okay. I do need to... Alonso, why? There was absolutely no need for you to do that. Anyway, lower the orders so that the tires don't get eviscerated. And I think I will return to 100% speed after just Verstappen is out. What's going on? Engine failure. Good job, Arrows. I'm gonna return to 100% so that things are more in line to what they should be in real life Formula 1, but only for the intro. I'm gonna keep it at 150, simply because, well, let's go through the intro quick. Besides, lots of stuff tends to happen on the intro. Alonso doing an excellent job keeping up with the McLaren so far. We will see what happens when I lower the speed. Actually, you know what? Let's make it official now. We're running at 150%. Okay, now he's dropping off. Lap 3, Alonso keeping up with the McLarens, and Panis right behind him, blocking for his life and for Alonso's sake. Ralf Schumacher trying to catch up, but not doing that great for now. Anyway, got the recording here. I will return to you when pit stops start happening. So, I think we're gonna stay here for the time being. First of all, rain has begun, so my wishes have been granted. Second, friggin' Barrichello went through Panis. Panis had been holding strong for the longest of time, but finally Rubens found a way past. But the gap as it is, I think Alonso has guaranteed himself a third place finish. Well, maybe not. Because he's still on a 3-stop, he's still gonna have to do another stop over Barrichello, but with the rain incoming, which is actually not that positive for Alonso because, of course, rain. There goes Mascani to the pit. Pit stops have begun apparently, so yeah, time for Alonso to pit. There will be no mistakes thanks to the fact that my pit crew has been trained properly. But still, the fact that it's raining now does not look good for the 3-stop. Alonso should end up behind this group that's coming up. Behind the Panis train. He should be behind. Where is Alonso? There he goes. And he is going to be behind. Maybe ahead of that Sauber. Just in front. Good. Start blocking 9th place and fresher tires. A bit heavier. But with fresher tires, he should be able to at the very least catch up to that train. Saracen going into the pits early. The McLarens don't look like they're gonna be 3-stopping, so it's only Alonso and Mazzacane for now doing the 3-stop. It's fine, but we just need to stand by. Okay, Rubens is also either doing a 2-stop, an early 2-stop, or a 3-stop. I'm leaning to the early 2-stop, same with Ralph and Carson Marquez. Easy positions for Alonso, and now Panis is third. That third is Alonso, so don't get your hopes high. Panis will be pitting in a few laps, so let's cut there and let's keep an eye on the weather because it's a significant factor in this race. Yeah, track is dry already instead of very dry. Mark Webber pits. He should be ahead of Panis. As much as I'd like Panis to be ahead, we need to be realistic. Everyone's doing the early 2-stop for whatever reason. There's Raikkonen, there's Irvine. Yeah, he's ahead of... Over here he's ahead of Panis. But yeah, let's go ahead to Panis' stop now. Okay, so Pedro de la Rosa went into the pits. That's the last person that needed to go into the pits. Now the only one remaining is Panis. Even David Coulthard went into the pits at the... let's call it the ideal time, actually. Because... Oh well, Luciano Berti, but it's Berti. Coulthard also went into the pits, so even if it switches... No, it doesn't. Okay, it's not gonna rain. Dang it. I needed rain. Okay, Panis into the pits. Should be a very quick stop ahead of the Ferraris, please. Ahead of the Ferraris, please. It's not gonna be ahead of Fisi, or maybe. Oh yes, it will. Come on, block. Okay, good. Okay, good. Like what I was thinking. I was hoping everyone did pit so that Alonso did not have a significant penalty because of his 3-stop. And everyone did pit, but in the end the weather decided, no, we're not gonna switch the track conditions to wet weather. So yeah, the threat of wet weather has been subdued for now, and Panis resumes his task as Alonso's defender. Let's cut the recording until Alonso has to make his stop, his second stop of the day, and that will be the half race report. But first, let's get him past that Minardi. He's done it. Past that Minardi, and now cut here. I think David Coulthard's gonna win this race. Yeah, it's most likely that that will happen. Anyway, cut the recording here, and I will come back to you when Alonso has to pit. Alright, it is Alonso's pit time, pit lap. You know what I mean? He has about a 23-second gap, 24-second gap to Panis, so maybe he will be coming out ahead of him. But in any case, it is time for the half race report, presented by myself, of course. David Coulthard's leading this race from Mark Webber. Fernando Alonso's third. He should retain third after the stop. Then we're gonna have Olivier Panis. Actually, we're not gonna have Olivier Panis. We will have Olivier Panis. Actually, you know what? Jack that up, because he's struggling to overtake people. Alonso in his stop. There he goes. Panis loses a bunch of positions thanks to traffic. Good, thank you. Okay, Alonso does retain third from Giancarlo Fisichella and Ralf Schumacher. Then you have Olivier Panis in sixth, right where he started. He should be fourth, but thanks to whoever is that back marker, he's not letting him through. I don't know, he can't see the blue flags. But in any case, we already got the position. Yeah. After that, who do we have? We have Raikkonen, we have Barrichello, we have De La Rosa, and we have Tarso Marquez, which is pretty impressive of Tarso. Well, he's all the way back here, but you know what I mean. We had the threat of rain, and rain didn't materialize, which is a shame. The threat was there, it just, well, didn't happen. Now I need Alonso to block for his life, because Panis' position also will depend on Alonso now. He cannot get bogged down by traffic, because, I mean, he's not gonna gain the position off of Webber, but I do not want him, you know, losing a place to the Ferraris. Especially since we are looking to end up ahead of the Ferraris. Is Panis gonna lose positions again? No, he's not. Okay. Micromanaging, which I shouldn't be doing, but I am doing. Now he loses the position to freaking Raikkonen. Okay. He's only gonna get those positions back due to pit stops. Which is unfortunate. This freaking traffic, man. I probably should have invested in more dust points, but I needed the ability to be able to drive in wet weather, so I had to put some points in wet weather. But in any case, we should get a third and fourth at the end of this race, simply because Alonso is already ahead, and Panis is going on a longer pit strategy than other drivers, so he should be able to get ahead of them anyway. No one's catching the McLarens, by the way, so don't bother thinking about them. The only thing that's gonna stop them is some kind of engine failure or a mechanical issue, like it has happened to Montoya, Verstappen, and Mazzacane. I'm not sure what happened to Frentzen. I think he crashed into someone, but that someone else didn't break his rear wing for whatever reason. So yeah, Panis is Panis. Anyway, yeah. Arrows is out, Mazzacane is out, and Montoya is out. I'd like the McLarens ahead to DNF, but that looks very unlikely. Anyway, that has been the half race report, and well, time to wait until Olivier Panis pits, so let's cut to that. It is pit stop time, but I have made a big mistake. I think, back there is Rubens Barrichello, I think he's gonna pit with Panis. And he's gonna pit stop glitches behind himself. He didn't, okay, good. Okay, I was really worried. Okay, Panis is gonna be able to make his stop cleanly, but I'm not sure he's gonna be ahead of the Ferraris. No, he's not going to be ahead of them. Ugh, right behind the traffic as well. Okay, he still has fresher tires than them, but the car is not as good. So we're gonna see if he's actually able to get the position back. It's really important that he does so. I thought he'd be able to, but get out of the way, traffic. The traffic has been real annoying in this race. And now Rubens pits, and he might end up ahead of Panis. I hope he doesn't. That's gonna be pretty sad, losing all of those positions, right? And he goes to pit on this lap, of course. And okay, at the very least we don't lose the position to Rubens, but we will see if Panis can get the position back from, well, everyone ahead of him because he needs to. Anyway, only one stop remaining that's important for us, and that will be Alonso. So let's cut to that point, and I will come back to you when it happens. Right, so Fernando Alonso's coming in this lap. We have a DNF that will be Fisichella. It's Fisi, and Panis has managed to cut up to that group ahead. Kimi Raikkonen managed to get away, but traffic due to, I think it was Jenson Button who got penalized, allowed Panis to catch up to, so yeah, it kind of evens out. Anyway, Alonso coming in for his final stop of the day. Please, no one else come in. Please, no one. Okay, there he goes. Alonso getting served, and he should be well cleared. This is his third place. No one's gonna stop him now. So now the relevant is, dang it, again traffic, and now it's Rubens ahead. Freaking traffic means Panis loses another position. I mean, Alonso right now is chilling. I'm gonna drop some points in curve because he doesn't need it, and of top speed because he doesn't need it. But Panis lost another position thanks to the traffic, which he had made back up thanks to Fisichella DNFing. At the very least, he's gonna outscore Ralf Schumacher because he's ahead, but this is not exactly what I wanted. He should have been ahead. He should have been around here, but traffic ruined the race for him. I hope he can actually catch up to Rubens and pass him, but we don't have that kind of pace. So let's jump ahead, probably to the end of the race. David Coulthard entered his final lap, and he's going to win a very comfortable race for him. McLaren going to score a 1-2 after we score a 1-2, so gonna get a lot of points. The Constructor Championship gets a bit farther away, but it's still very possible thanks to the fact that Ferrari began to stumble. And Alonso being third definitely gives us a lot of points. We enter our final lap, but Alonso and Panis are on their final lap. Kimi Raikkonen has some sort of issue. David Coulthard has one, of course. It's the thing you know. Weber gets second place, good for him. But we're still on the lead lap, so we still need to race. And Kimi Raikkonen has some sort of issue. He's dropped back a lot. So Panis has his chance. There he goes. Panis gets 5th. Unfortunately, Ralf Schumacher will get a few more points, but it's irrelevant. Alonso gets 3rd. Rubens Barrichello gets 4th, and Panis gets 5th. Could have been better if traffic had not ruined everything, but we did what we could, and we got a decent result after that. So, the McLarens get a 1-2 at their home race, with David Coulthard winning from Mark Webber. Alonso gets a 3rd, so good. Barrichello 4th with Panis 5th. Kimi Raikkonen 6th, so he did manage to re-overtake Ralph, who is 7th, and Pedro de la Rosa gets 1 point for Benetton, he's 8th. This is actually the first bad race for Ralf Schumacher, I think. Then again, man started way behind thanks to Ferrari International assistance actually letting him start the race. So yeah, I think the Ralph's lead is gonna get a big cut here. And well, somewhat big. Ralph now on 62, Coulthard on 52, Barrichello on 51. Excuse me. So Coulthard with a race win will tie Ralph. Barrichello still needs more points, and we need plenty points. We need 3 race wins worth of points to be able to jump Ralph. Still pretty good. Alonso with that 5th place, still ahead of Webber, who got more points than him, but it should be fine. We're down to 3rd, thanks to McLaren now taking control of the World Constructors Championship. Ferrari is 2nd now. We should be able to get over Ferrari next race, perhaps? I don't know, because next race is Austria, and I don't care much about Austria. Nearly every team with points, all 10 teams have points. Only team remaining is Jaguar, and they absolutely will not get points because their car sucks. Made a million. Coulthard led the race, had another win. Alonso with 3rd, Panis is 5th, both cars in the top 6. BAR is going to use Michelin tires, Williams Texaco. Jenson Button is going to be another. I had not paid attention to that, so I should see how like lineups are setting up. I can do that here. Let's see. This is just sponsorship stuff. How? Why? McLaren dominated, man. Anyway, what do we got here? Excessive wear, and we have not built any cars to next year's design. Do not worry, everything is fine. We're not using that data because it's not necessary for now. We didn't have the stuff. More setup testing time. What do you mean? You have all the setup testing time in the world? I think it's because I don't get it. They should not be complaining, but they are, so I do not know. Renault has reduced support, it's okay. Disadvantage. Fantastic deal, fixed terms, good. Okay. In terms of sponsorship, we will talk with... let's keep this up, because level 4 on Renault, it's perfectly fine. Okay, Elf, we're gonna get this. Use that advantage on Panasonic, because might as well use them when you have them. On PSN, I mean, Panasonic. Boost that. Not that much of a boost, but... Come on. Okay, in that case, never mind. Don't need that much hospitality then. This up to 14. Let's balance that out. Good. Okay. Now, let's see the new engine specification that should have arrived in previous episode. Okay, this is the 2A. And this is the 1A. I think it becomes lighter and has more rigidity. It has better rigidity. That's good enough. But this engine definitely needs some work. So let's begin work. First, let's do this. Let's remap this engine so it has more power. So the 2B is going to have a bit more power. Still unusable because it doesn't have full power, but we will deal with that when the time comes. Let's build a spare part. Let's confirm that. Let's confirm that. Let's confirm that. So we're going to have better electronics. Do the trick so that it resets and it is more fair. Don't get active suspension for the next round, which is unfortunate, but it's how things go. Right, so I need to do testing, I need to repair the cars, everything should be alright. And we should have the next year's car ready to be developed in future episodes. Okay. Alright. At the very least, we have the 1G engine specification with better fuel efficiency. Gonna be useful at Austria. Well, not that much, but we're gonna be able to push English is hard. Rigidity a bit more. Right, so time for me to visit the spreadsheet and to make calculations, so I will return to you in a moment. And we're back. So we got everything, full setup, full research, full engine, full tires, and so on and so forth. Of course, we're not using the research because I want to hurry up this new diffuser for Germany. We have to win Germany. We need to keep up with it in the championship. The top 3 are getting away. We need to keep up with them, and for that we need to speed up upgrades. 33 here for the new car. That should give us the 4 points we need. Then, yeah, 16 so we can fill up this bar. We get the new Electronics 8 performance upgrade because there's not much point in doing reliability for now anyway. Eventually the FIA will tell us which technologies are going for 2005, and that's when we're gonna do reliability. Driving aids, everything that remained was this 3%. I don't think it will be enough to fill up this bar, but we will see. Engine. So a moment ago I put a bunch of points into power. We're gonna do the same thing with this 2B engine. Take these remaining reliability points, put them here into power. Now we're gonna get the 2B and 2C engine specs coming up, and we will modify them even more. We don't need this much response. I'll put some into power, then some into weight. Then I'm gonna move some points of heat and fuel all the way into weight, and that should be it, I think. Tires, I mean, at this point it's kind of irrelevant, but I'm still gonna do it. So we have proper ultimate tires. There we go. And nothing on fuel because of course total doesn't allow us to do that. Here, then not much. Now, Austria. We haven't found that Williams active suspension, which is a shame. I'm gonna keep my eye on Ferrari though, because if they try something funny, then we're gonna notice. This engine is gonna be good for this track for Austria, but I'm gonna have to revert to the 1F specification and 1E specification for Germany because of the heat. The German doesn't have that many heat points, so you have to focus on that. Now I'm going to be running. I could run the hard or I could run the soft on this next race, and it is kind of irrelevant. Fuel penalty is not that massive, so you could run a one stop with not that much trouble. And you know what? I'm gonna split the strategies again. Alonso is gonna be running the two stop. Panis is gonna be running the one stop. The hard tires is pretty much indestructible, so I can push that stop as long as I want. Alonso, same thing, but just wanted to keep that in mind. Panis and setup. I'm gonna put 3 points in dust, and then I'm gonna put the others on speed. The reason for that is that we have low grip, thanks to this diffuser issue. Low downforce that reduces our grip. The dust is gonna help us with that and to overtake and defend as well. And the speed is gonna help us just, well, be faster. May produce some issues with the engine, but it should be fine. As for this, of course, we're going into qualifying, so max curb and minimal top speed and acceleration, so that they put the minimal amount of fuel on the car, and we just go around with that for the qualifying runs. We are ready, so let's get in there. It's a shame that I didn't confirm the others, but it's fine. It's a shame that Austria it's very difficult on this game because it is a track that I love in Sims. Okay, I'm gonna be using actually the 1E specification simply because it has a higher heat rate. Let me show you. Higher heat and better response, which means the drivers will do less mistakes during the qualifying lap. Same configuration, hards on Panis, softs on Alonso, and yeah, that's it. Let's confirm that, and off we go. So this time around it is Kimi Raikkonen putting it on pole ahead of Giancarlo Fisichella, David Coulthard, Ralf Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, despite having soft tires, only could put it 5th because everyone else is that fast. I think. Well, I doubt it. I think these people brought upgrades for this race, although upgrades for the top runners don't really do much, but still, they are very quick. Barrichello 6th with Weber 7th and Panis 8th. The difference between the hard and the soft is about 6/10, which is understandable. But it should be okay for Panis, I'd hope. It should be. Anyway, here is the rest of them. After Panis you have De La Rosa, Frentzen, Saracen, and beyond. Jaguars still terrible, like I told you, they will not score points in this season. 10 teams with points and Jaguars not gonna be able to sneak one. Overcast conditions, we had some rain in this session, both at the beginning and the end, but apparently we won't get rain on this one. Gonna switch to the 1G engine specification with lower fuel consumption and better rigidity. Bit worse response and very bad heat, but it should be okay. Confirm that. Alonso is gonna run the 2-stop, but I'm gonna extend his stops. He's gonna pit first on lap 29, then on lap 57. So first 29 laps, then 28 laps, and then down to 14 laps. I think that's to 56, and 27, 15. That should do it. Not that much different, but the overcut should be insane. As for Panis, since the hard tires is effectively indestructible in this race, I'm gonna extend his stint to by 8 laps, so he pits on lap 44, and then has a 27 lap stint. Overcut is gonna be also pretty good for him, not as good as Alonso, but it should be fine. Okay, the strategies are set. 1 stop for Panis, 2 stop for Alonso. Let's see if they can make it work. Hopefully they do. Alright, let's save the game right here. Don't tell them to push, because I do not know if the heat rating is actually good for us. If we're gonna have enough heat for this one. 5th and 8th, let's see if we can jump some people. 4th and 6th, good, start blocking. Dang it, Alonso. That's not the direction I wanted you to go. Panis is trying to move up. He's 6 now an arrows. How do you let yourself get passed by an arrows? Come on, Panis. Okay, let's drop these, and start pushing. 6 and 9 is not the way I expected things to be. Pedro is gone, and we're not overheating, which is exactly what I wanted. 6 and 11th, and now Giancarlo Fisichella is leading from Raikkonen, Weber. Is that Frentzen? Frentzen, Coulthard, Panis. Lost another position. We're not doing good in terms of positions. Okay, we got it back. Or maybe we can... Okay, things are getting sketchy here. I'm gonna let them run this on high braking. Got the position, and now I start lowering it. For Panis and... Okay, Panis dropped a bunch of places now. This is not going great at all. Let Alonso through. Like, don't fight amongst yourselves. Oh, god damn it, guys. Please figure it out. Figure it out. Alonso, come on. Okay, things are not working. Let him go, jeez. Okay, enough. Now Panis, Alonso's strategy is a bit compromised, but he should be able to climb up there. Panis is... Let him go! Alonso, you need to move! Alonso, get a move on. You are on the 2-stop. You need to be up there. Come on now. So yeah, we definitely are not winning this race. Our strategies are compromised, so let's start just blocking and hoping for the best. So it is Fisi from Raikkonen, Weber, Frentzen doing a good job blocking. It's gonna help us if we could get up there. Then you have the Jordans, then you have Ralph. Ralph having another bad start of a race. Alonso, get up there, please. Start making moves. You cannot be stuck down here. Carries and arrows. Pass him. Pass him. Overtake. Stop. There you go. Okay, good. Okay, so this one's gonna be a bit more difficult of a race. So let's see if we can pull something out of the hat, because race start was terrible. Mark Webber just went into the pits, and we're so far back, it's not gonna have that much of an effect. Here you're gonna see Webber come out in just behind Alonso. That said, it's very early for this kind of strategy. Even for an early 2-stop, it is super early, so Weber might be on a 3-stop, and that might be the only front runner we get to beat. Why is Rubens pitting this early? Must be... yeah, it has to be an early 2-stop. Thank you, David Coulthard. Now that takes out Rubens Barrichello from competition. He's gonna be behind Weber and in range of Panis. They should be faster than Panis, but we're gonna see. Things are spicing up a little bit. Alonso will probably finish ahead of those people, especially if those are just 3-stop, if they're actual 3-stops. If they're 2-stops, they will possibly find their way past Alonso, but it's too early for a 2-stop. Why are they still pitting? It's extremely early for a 2-stop. Maybe it is a 2-stop in the end, a very early 2-stop, and I think the fact that people are still pitting confirms it, basically. So there's that. That's going to be our only hope, that it is actually a 2-stop. And why is Kimi Raikkonen pitting as well? Okay, so yeah, it has to be a 2-stop. Never mind all that, all my rambling about a 3-stop, it is a 2-stop. He's gonna be ahead of Alonso though. Raikkonen, yeah. Dang it. So we're not gonna be able to beat Fisichella. We're not gonna be able to beat Raikkonen, I think. Ralf Schumacher and Heinz-Harald Frentzen are beatable. Why is physical opinion? Okay, he might be beatable. This is definitely a two-stop, and we are in Overcut City now. We might be able to beat Frentzen and Ralf Schumacher if both of them are two-stopping, but we will see. Alonso's pit stop coming up now, in a few moments. Not now, in a few moments. We will see what comes out of it, and I think the Panis one stop with the hearts was a mistake now, but we will see how it turns out. One stops tend to work decently around here, so I don't know. Okay, it is Alonso's pit time now, and I am a bit scared, simply because Frentzen is still going. That tells me Heinz-Harald Frentzen is on a one-stop strategy, and if he is, it's gonna be pretty difficult to beat. And as an additional to that, the arrows have shown some very good performance, which leads me to believe they have brought upgrades. I'm not sure how the performance chart looks for this race in particular, but I think Arrows has brought upgrades. Okay, so Panis is not looking that bad. I do need him to clear traffic though, so if you could please clear Michael Schumacher, please. Michael, get out of the way, please. Michael, get out of the way, please. Thank you. Frentzen pit, so he's either on an early one stop or on a late two stop. And on this particular scenario now, considering he pit that early, I would rather him be on an early one stop, because he's now going to feel the weight of all the fuel he has, and he's gonna be slow because of that. And by the end of the race, his tires are gonna be shot, so that's something. So far, Fisichella is beatable. Raikkonen trying to keep up, but he lost the lead, and now he's gonna lose the race. Rubens seems like the one that's gonna make up the most points out of this actually, never mind. Coulthard is going to be the one that makes up the most points out of this situation. Good for him. And stop blocking, Panis. You don't need to block. Behind you is Alonso. And I hate the fact that it's so difficult to overtake in this track. Come on, thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to be able to beat the McLarens. We might be able to beat Ralph and Rubens. It is not impossible. There's a chance we can beat them, but the McLarens are just too strong in this episode overall, so we will see what happens. I will come back to you when Panis goes on to pit, so cut right here. So Panis is about to pit, which means welcome to the half race report, which is clearly not on the halfway point of the race, presented by myself. And Physical is gonna win this race, absolutely, unless it has some issue like he's had in the previous couple of races. Then you have Kimi Raikkonen, Mark Webber, Ralf Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello, Olivier Panis, who just went into the pits. He's been holding up David Coulthard, who now has his position. Panis into the pits, no problems with that stop. Going to be behind the Jordans, which is a bit unfortunate, but we can work with that. We're gonna have to work with that simply because that's the hand that we've been dealt after the very terrible first lap we had. Anyway, it's Fisichella from Raikkonen, Webber, Ralf Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello, David Coulthard, Fernando Alonso, and Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the points. You have Jos Verstappen here, you have both Jordans. I'm pretty sure Benetton brought an upgrade last race. I'm pretty sure Benetton, Jordan and Arrows probably got an upgrade for this race, which clearly shows because they are on our pace. Not the people I expected to be fighting, but clearly we are fighting them. We should be able to jump clear of these people, of Arrows, Jordan, and so on and so forth after this race, because after this race we get another upgrade, which should push our car a bit closer to the top. And we desperately need that, because we cannot be fighting Jordan and Arrows. We need to be fighting the top four. The top three. We well, this isn't actually the season where we should be fighting for a championship, but we're getting that. And well, to make things even more unfortunate, we are about. Thank you, phone. Also, a bunch of people pitting. I forgot to put my phone into quiet mode. Anyway, we should be fighting the top 3, and we're about to get lapped by Fisichella, who is on a 2-stop. Speaking of bad stops, David Coulthard here is on a 3-stop, so he is at risk from getting beaten by Fernando Alonso. He's already done his 2nd stop. We need to close up, absolutely. And yeah, Panis is right now, his 1 stop is decent, but again, behind the Jordans and behind the Arrows, he's gonna have to beat Frentzen on the road and be able to keep ahead of, close enough to these people so that they pit and end up behind him, which so far he's doing good. He should be able to do it in the end. Anyway, this has been the Half-Race report, where I will be happy if we end up with points, which it's not much considering we are in theory supposed to be fighting for the championship, but we were overhyped by myself. So final pit stop of the day for Alonso, and I was hoping Coulthard pitted very early for his final 3-stop, but he didn't, and then Alonso found himself in traffic, so the advantage of the overcut is a bit lost. Unfortunate, and I hope no one else pits. Please, thank you. So Alonso's gonna come in. We're not gonna be able to beat David Coulthard. This has not been a good race. And we're getting beat by an Arrows. We're getting beat by friggin' Frentzen. The only positive that could happen to us is that suddenly rain fell and we were able to make up positions, but the sky just changed to overcast, and it should have changed to light rain for that to happen, so it's not going to happen. We're gonna finish 8th and 9th, which is disappointing. We should have been further high up. We should have been, well, 7th and 8th, but this is actually what we should usually expect. Us being behind the top 3. And the top 3, well, they didn't make huge mistakes. So we aren't ahead of them. I think Alonso's gonna be able to finish 7th. He's gonna be able to catch up Frentzen and pass him, but Panis, he's 1 stop. He has fresher tires than Frentzen, but I think he has a slower car, so he's not gonna be able to get there. He's still gonna try though, so we'll see how it turns out. Mark Webber went out, so at the very least Panis is gonna get points, but he's been lapped. Yeah. Skill issues, so good. I mean, good thing that our drivers don't do that kind of mistakes. Otherwise, I will blow my top. Really. But in the meantime, Alonso is just barely now catching up to the train Frentzen is on. And I'm gonna leave that up because his start conditions is fairly good. And he only has 3 laps to get this move done, so he needs to get up. I know, no, I doubt it now. But yeah, race of disappointment. This one has been, because it should have been far better. You know what, might as well stay here. Fisichella is actually on his final lap, so yeah. Meanwhile, Alonso is getting, okay, he's not getting blocked anymore, but maybe he's gonna be able to catch up, but BAR is also about as fast as us, so it's not like we're gonna catch up a lot. But yeah, Fisichella got into the lead, went off into the distance, showing that Ferrari still has it. Fisichella wins the Austrian Grand Prix ahead of Rubens Barrichello, so he's going to claw back some points compared to Ralph, who will finish 3rd. How in the hell this man still does this? Somehow he went past Raikkonen and past Coulthard, and Saracen is gone. We're not gonna be able to catch Frentzen, and it's a 7 and 8 for us, behind an Arrows. Benetton is out. Lots of things happened, but this race was filled with disappointment. So it's a win for Fisichella, followed by Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher. Behind is Raikkonen, Coulthard dropping the ball on this race, Frentzen and us dropping the ball harder as we finished 7th and 8th. I don't think it was a strategy. I think first of course the terrible lap 1, but then we just didn't have much pace. We didn't have pace. We couldn't even catch an arrows. That's disappointing. Anyway, behind is Verstappen, Irvine, Bernaldi man, with an hydraulics issue. Then you have the rest of them. Michael Schumacher at the very least finishes a race, so there's that. Ralf Schumacher still in the lead, but now Rubens Barrichello is second, and he now has over a race win over everyone else. More importantly, in our context, he's 27 points ahead. Not looking good. We're probably not gonna win the championship this time around. And we dropped down to 4th in the World Constructors' Championship because Williams and McLaren got their act together. So yeah, we're starting to disappoint a bit, but no worries because upgrades are coming in. McLaren with Mile 7, Minardi with Compact Minardi, Sauber with Benson and Hedges. Yeah, that was Kimi's first pole position. Williams going Honda. Alright. Let's see. Ferrari Elf. Prost. Yeah, you should be concerned, but that will fix. Ricardo's Honda going to Arrows. Alright. Probably as a test driver. But we will see in a moment, actually. The worst manager of the month, which is maybe I do deserve it because we should have done better. Yeah, our ranking is pretty low. I'm the 7th best manager, which is, it will correct itself when we get to the end of the year. I am like the 4th best manager or something like that. I'm definitely better than Eddie Jordan. His cars are better. In any case, this is done. Gonna put it on hospital. How much it costs to put a whole new level of hospitality? Okay, 69, a very nice number. And that should be good. And not much change here. Okay, let's see the emails. Okay. Yeah, we should. Okay. Notice that we didn't have any complaints from the drivers. Yes. They aren't happy. We will fix that. Okay. Fantastic deal with PSN. Now we just focus on hospitality. Our commercial department has done great. So I can move people up. Thank you. Finally, it's happened. It's fine. It's fine. I get sued. It's no big deal. I can deal with design later. This one, done. Technology, done. So we have the best possible performance on every component. So all we have to do is reliability now. This didn't move as much as I want. Actually, we do have the research, so I'm going to be able to fix that in a moment. This one didn't move either. I guess I must have miscalculated this one, or perhaps design. I miscalculated something because it should have moved 4 slots. It only moved 2. Right, so let me save the game right away and make sure this research covers the specific range I want. No, I want this upgrade to hit right away, so I'm gonna save scum a bit. That's too much. It only can be 4. Come on, just give me 2 there. 2 is enough. 3 is too much. Okay, if this one doesn't work, I'm just gonna cut it out until I actually get it. Okay, I just need to say that I'm gonna cut it out and it works. Okay, 48% efficiency, which isn't great, but it will do. So we get the 2005 car ready. We get the new diffuser, which will give us a lot of downforce, should give us some extra points as well, performance. Now that I think of it, maybe it isn't enough to challenge the top drivers, but okay, we get active suspension. Let's work on the next edition of active suspension in the meantime, and let's work on sure, let's do throttle, even though let's don't do throttle. I guess brakes, why not? Even I don't use brake, even though I don't have my drivers using the brakes. I need to work on something, alright? and it can't be all driver aids because not all of them go through. Okay, we got up to the 2C specification of Renault engine. We will be getting a better spec soon enough for Hungary, which means I'm gonna have to lower the fuel a bit because Hungary needs. Actually, I'm not gonna lower the fuel. I'm gonna lower the response. Weight is gonna be a bit of an issue, but maybe I don't use that spec in Hungary. I'll figure something out. Testing, I'm gonna have to do the whole testing program. Don't worry, that will be done in between episodes 24-24, so not much wear on that particular race, and nothing from Williams. I think that will be it. Slightly disappointing episode because the top runners are getting away from us. It is exciting because every single race, at least one of these is making a mistake and the other two capitalize, or two make a mistake, the other capitalizes. Usually Ralf Schumacher capitalizing and keeping his lead stable, but in this case it was us dropping the ball in Austria. Decent result in Britain. I don't think the one stop was a mistake for Panis, but it could have gone better. Maybe I should stop using the hard tires because they are not that great despite what my stats show. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this particular episode, and I think I'm gonna save the game, of course. I think I'm gonna try to record one fairly quick because I want to put out this as soon as possible because this season personally is getting exciting. I'm gonna try to record another episode tomorrow and try to put out at least 2, maybe 3 episodes this week. I think I can do that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.